again, and now we're going on to Small Brawlhaven here for game number 1. And we're going right into it here. Sword picked up for both players. Akuma versus Asuri, and the Neutralite's already pushing Feitan off the right side of the stage. I mean, we were looking at Akuma, right? Side sig, off stage, on stage. You can get that spike off the bottom of the stage or off the right because Brawlhaven's so small. We can see those early knockouts, and they're already going all the way up into the sky.
Over to the right side, you see the Neutralite kind of just shoving him off stage a little bit. Going to see some Gauntlet play come out. We'll see if, again, I don't know how much Japan is like following the meta of North America. Are we going to see those downlight nairs that have been so characteristic of some of the other regions, or are we going to see some different kind of move options come out?
I mean, that was already pretty clever right there. Falling with that reverse nair on the guitars to get something started in the recovery, calling out YoheKong in the middle of the stage. But that weapon pickup might cost Feitan that stock. No stock's going over just yet, and Sidelight Neutralite puts him off the left side of the stage, and the Sarah catching him reaching over the top. Is that the edge guard, Duke? D-Light, side air, weapon throw, no. He goes off the babies to the edge guard instead, and YoheKong makes it back.
Really good utilization of those side airs, not forcing any movement and not wasting any options there to get closer to the stage, but he's taking a lot of damage, and Feitan is going to get the first stock. What's he going to stick with? Generally, the Asuri stick with the guitars, and Feitan, of course, going to do the same.
Ooh. Nice Neutralite, and that dodge was gone. Knowing that Feitan gets the double recovery in there, Neutralite comes through, and that nair will keep Feitan off the weapon, but YoheKong already took a ton of damage on that down sig, reading a landing in the wrong place. That was great. Spot dodge, like, for both players, happened at the same time, but as you said, Duke, it was a call-out because the down, like even when you spot dodge, you have a little bit of time before you can decide to gravity cancel. He delayed that a little bit, got the down, like at the splash at the very end, was able to get the recovery off the top to even up the game. But the nair's a recovery. Yeah. Feitan sweating for that knockout.
Yeah, this is definitely Feitan taking that stock, and maybe a little bit upset that he lost that first one. But right now, that's a huge lead for Feitan. Coming in, hitting some Neutralites, getting some Neutralites, just trying to deny this weapon from Yohe, but Yohe does pick up the gauntlets.
Ooh, and that falling nair didn't quite hit, and a ground pound dodged through by Feitan. Side air on the way back to the stage, puts on some more damage, and the side sig, that's going to go punish. No, the falling nair didn't get the fast fall on it, doesn't catch YoheKong off the right side of the stage, and that stock does not take any more damage. It could be equalized pretty quickly here if that recovery connected. Oh, is that going to be
recovery? Still not enough. This is still Small Brawlhaven, regardless of region. It is going to be still one of the smaller maps, quicker to get those KOs, but YoheKong with the weapon advantage needs to get the stock off of Feitan. Recovery, and that'll do it.
Okay. And now, as you said, anybody's game here. I think there was a huge chance for some extra damage from Feitan off the guitars on the right, and because it didn't lead into that, YoheKong's starting to get the momentum here. Nair, gravity cancel, Neutralite, empty hop, trying to bait Feitan to dash forward, and Feitan doesn't take the bait. Instead, gets a bunch of damage himself. Side air, landing, interrupted by Nair, but the sidelight right back recovers him up to the top, and now YoheKong's in the lead.
Oh, goes in with the N6, surprised it didn't hit, denying weapons. Picks up the gauntlets this time. This is,
Feitan thought he spaced around it. Think again. That side sig right at the end. That little bit of splash, the energy from the end of the move, catches Feitan as he drifts in for the punish, and he gets sent flying off the left side of the stage. And game 1 goes over to YoheKong. We're going to see it right here. Side sig right at the end of the move. That impact. Boom. He's out of there.
I was a little bit critical of YoheKong's side sigs for a hot minute there because he was throwing them out a lot and not really connecting. Yeah. And I was like, oh man, this could be really rough because that was like his main tool for KOing is he's like, I'm going to start throwing out these sigs, but it worked.
I don't think that your worry is totally remedied yet because that last side sig, I will argue that Feitan looked at that, saw that happen, and went, I'm not going to let that happen again because he definitely drifted into the end of the move, getting ready to punish it, and just misspaced that a little bit. So YoheKong still has a bit to work on with those side sigs, but Feitan responding with the legend switch quite confidently off the Asuri onto the Bryn, favoring the axe right now to be able to fight against YoheKong's approaches. Very interested in this. And the down air gets him out of the stuff recovery. Ooh. Oh, if Feitan didn't land with that down air, that was it.
Yeah, you saw those sweat beads come out. If Feitan was able to deny that wall touch, that could have been fatal for YoheKong, but still, the axe hits are coming out. The dare connects, and YoheKong's going to lose that first stock quickly.
Ooh. Both sides of the stage against both of Feitan's weapons have led to stuff recovery effects, whether it was the axe down air or the spear pogo, Neutralite, sidelight, nair. That's so much damage coming out from Feitan on the second game. Gravity cancel, Neutralite catches YoheKong trying to dodge through sidelight, Sarah, no dodge, and Feitan tries to end that stock right there, and then huge plays coming out from Feitan so far, but that Neutralite from YoheKong will stop some of the pressure, but this has been all Feitan in game 2.
I'm loving what I'm seeing from Feitan's axe. He did a side light in there and then just jumped, babysat YoheKong to try to get a reaction. Didn't go for like the immediate recovery. And then on the left side, hit a side light side air, something that's not true anymore. But he knew Yohe wasn't ready for it. Feitan's axe is looking so good. He's about to be up 2 stocks over YoheKong if he can finish this one off.
Yeah, side light catches him, D-light side air. It just connects, and Feitan catches YoheKong sleeping on that attack, right? The very tail end of the side light hits. He catches the downlight before he can jump or dodge out of it, and there he goes. It's now 3 stocks to 1, and the axe attacks keep hitting 2 dares into a downlight, and YoheKong can only pummel him away and pick up a weapon and hope that he avoids a 3-stock at this rate, because I've seen no signs of a comeback so far. That recovery hits, but it was off the back of Feitan going for some really crazy extra damage on that gravity cancel neutral sig.
And it almost worked too, because YoheKong did dodge diagonal in towards that end sig, but just a little bit of a late reaction from Feitan, and YoheKong was able to deny the 3-stock. Feitan playing pretty aggressive, but you know, there's a lot of stage underneath him. He wants more damage.
He dipped down for that recovery to continue the combo. He wasn't finished. Gravity cancel down sig into weapon throw, goes all the way off with that axe. He's going to go for the down sig here. That's what I feel like you do when you have this much of a lead, Duke.
Yeah, you throw out some down sigs.
Well, Bryn down sig is really strong when it hits, but a side air will do. 2 stocked in game 2. Really huge change off of a Suri to Bryn. I mean, and most of that game was with the axe. I don't know if we'll be able to see exactly what the damage numbers were in comparison, but the spear really just played a finisher role. We're seeing all of these knockout highlights be on spear, but I'm pretty sure I remember like 8 axe strings in the middle of that game.
Yeah, it was definitely the axe show from Feitan. And it's interesting because, like, when you have that kind of play style of build up a bunch of damage with axe and then go for a KO tool, my brain immediately goes to sword or hammer. Go to the Taros, go to the Jala, but clearly there's something about the move speed, the stats, and even the signature kit. We saw the down sig connect, the end sig for the read. I generally think those are the plays to go for Feitan, but we're seeing YoheKong with his own swap over to the Koji.
The Koji, yeah. And to your point about, like, with the different weapons when it comes to what you do to secure knockouts, I think that the way that Feitan's going, it's like, well, he sees YoheKong off stage, and he's like, well, Spear down air is working really well against this guy, and he might as well just keep that up as we're going forward into game number 3 here. The set is tied up 1-1, and we've been seeing on loss a switch to a different legend, which, like, understandably, are characters that I expect many Brawlhalla pros to have as a pocket pick, right? Whether between the Bryn, the Val, the Koji, at some point, somebody has, you probably have played these legends competitively, unless you're a real specialist.
There's definitely a lot of consistent picks across them so far. YoheKong, one thing that's nice about the swap over the Koji is he's going to carry over that sword from his Val. His end sig's going to connect. Can he get this stock finisher, though? He's got the advantage over Feitan.
Yeah, let's see if the bow on Koji as well deals with the range issue that he was having against the axe. Feitan was stopping a lot of his approaches with the gauntlets and the down sig. Nicely spaced. He even caught you off guard, right? Because there's something that will happen with that is even though you get the notification that he's going to go the full distance, if you space it right, you'll stop at the edge of the wall, and that downer hits, and Feitan's out of there. He can't even touch the bottom of the stage, and that's YoheKong with the lead in game number 3.
Is he going to stick with the bow? Yes, he is. Even uses the weapon toss to get some extra damage put out onto Feitan. Looks like these character swaps are working out for both players, but Feitan with the side sig will keep this one close.
I didn't think that'd have enough force to knock out on its own, but it does. Feitan gets him off super early on the left side of the stage. 2 stocks to 2 now, and punishes YoheKong for that bow pickup. And gets an extra down air there for good measure. But so far, I think the idea is clear. He's picked the bow to deal with Feitan's axe, and it's working out nicely for him, at least in comparison to the last game.
That's twice now. Feitan has gone for that read. Again, goes for the gravity cancel end sig. YoheKong got away from 2 of them, but that third one connects.
Yeah, Nair fights him off stage, avoids the side light. Nair connects. Feitan trying to get these slide charge pivot side sigs to catch YoheKong off guard, get that little momentum boost in the distance, but he's not falling for it after that first one connected. But Feitan still knows. D-light recovery, that's enough. Takes him off the top, takes the lead again.
There's a little bit of conditioning coming out from those side sigs. I was, again, about to be critical of it, and then I started seeing Feitan go for a lot of these downlights because he's like, all right, I'm just going to anti-air you because you're jumping over them. So now Feitan, with that stock advantage, goes in for the end sig, a side sig from Yohe. We'll keep this one even.
And nicely done, centering that and getting the knockout off the right side of the stage. Both players not going for these signatures in any capacity where it won't knock out. Well, Feitan really tried to triple sidelight there. Okay, neutral. Don't do it again. Sidelight comes through. Feitan's got a lot of momentum here in this last stock. YoheKong cutting through with the nair, but the bow, in my opinion, is for the axe, not against the spear. You got to switch back over to that sword to be able to fight against that, but a fresh bow comes through, and that nair does pick up the side sig, but nothing more.
This is the longest we've seen Feitan sit on a spear, and it's specifically, like you said, to go up against Yohe's bow. Yohe's still able to touch that wall.
Nair hits, side air connects, he's off the left side of the stage, and that's going to be game 3 for Feitan.
And now I have to ask the question, are we doing best of 3s or best of 5s?
One sec.
All best of 5s I'm hearing from the crowd. All best of 5s today. Feitan has to get at least one more win over YoheKong. YoheKong made the swap to the Koji. It looked good for a minute, and then he
I like what
swapped
the
away.
bow is doing against the axe. The spear is still unanswered. And if he's looking for, like, because there's a lot of different ways to approach Brawlhalla competitively, whether it be like being that solo legend mained or having different weapons that you main, or in this case, picking up weapons that you think will do better in certain matchups. Because, like, I know for a lot of players, myself included, I got blasters. I don't really like having that weapon in my hand against gauntlets, so I try something different, right? And other players will try that as well. We've got the Zariel coming in, right? This is like the best of both worlds coming out from the pick that he just had on the Koji, where the bow was doing great against the axe, but he still wants the gauntlets from the bow. And that's a really unique counter pick in general. Like, just in Brawlhalla in general, Zariel is a character that I feel like is criminally underrepresented in competitive play, but I think is really good. And now I'm excited to see YoheKong bring this out for that back against the wall pick in Game 4, because if he loses this, he's going down to that elimination bracket.
I think Zariel's one of those characters that has gotten a little bit more popularity, like relatively recently, right? In EU, we saw Zariel come out and do relatively well, but even then, he's still one of those characters that you don't see too often. The SIGs don't blend in so easily off of the light kit.
Yeah. Ooh, weapon throw comes forward. Side lights on either side. The recovery catches Feitan hovering in the air, but not enough force on that to knock out just yet. And the recovery connects. YoheKong goes for the recovery on the gauntlets here, and the sider does catch Feitan on a jump, and that's just enough force to knock him off the left side of the stage, and YoheKong takes the lead. He did take the lead in Game 3, and Feitan turned that around real fast with like a flurry of spear sidelights. Oh, that's exactly how you want to see that down sig used.
That was actually really cool. The down sig, we all know, if you've played against Zariel, you're going to use it on the corner, but to go underneath right afterwards, kind of using all of that attention to dip underneath, goes for the recovery. Didn't quite work out, but I love the idea coming out from YoheKong. Yeah. Definitely, like, not just picking it for the weapon set.
And in case you don't know, the arrows fly farther if you don't hit the stage. Just in case.
Very true.
Like, for anybody watching, because maybe you haven't played against a lot of Zariels. Nair hits. Feitan knocks YoheKong off the left side of the stage. Another Nair catches him underneath. I do think, Duke, that this pick has really put Feitan on the back foot when it comes to pressure.
Oh!
But I mean, when you give him a punish like that, he's gonna take it, right? Oh, and he tries to go for that neutral sig once again. Feitan goes for a lot of signatures that, while the accuracy is low, the amount of time that he spends getting punished for it is so negligible that I feel like he might as well keep going. But nice job on that side sig, holds him in place and knocks him off the right side of the stage, securing the lead once again.
Good old misdirection, some dodgeball tech, had that bow in the sky, and YoheKong stayed grounded throughout that side signature, but another recovery. Feitan almost gets the stock.
Yeah, that was close there. Recovery connects off the ground. One more of those will definitely knock out. D-Light Sider will do it as well. Spear not quite as privileged as Sword with how easy the downlight is to hit, but it's still a knockout combo. But we can see Feitan's really trying to get these pickup recoveries, and YoheKong's playing around it quite well.
This is the first time we've seen Feitan really struggle to finish off a stock of YoheKong. He's generally been able to get those hits.
He actually only wants the spear recovery there.
It's like, recovery's the only way I'll finish
and
you.
And then he goes unarmed recovery. He's like, dang it. Not enough. There we go. Axe downlight. He is actually hitting each one of these moves at the threshold where it just barely won't knock out. And YoheKong is getting damage in. There we go. I held my breath. I held my breath because I was like, and if the story fits, he's living. But no, Feitan finally gets up with an axe neutral light left side of the stage, and that's a ton of damage. Charges up that axe ground pound to try to get some a good dodge and read there. But YoheKong finally picks up the gauntlets, and it's like the extra credit that he got doesn't even matter now.
Feitan back up on the stage. YoheKong waiting on that wall for a while there. You saw double exclamation points come out. Getting a couple of taps here and there, but generally with the weapons that YoheKong has, he wants those bigger hits. He wants those multi-hits.
Oh! Better than a down sig. Just fast fall ground pound. Catches him on the side of the stage, and that's not a lot of ledge to play back from. And YoheKong with the Zariel brings it to a game 5. What a close set for the first streamed match in the Japan Invitational. I'm excited about this.
Going
and
to game
now
5.
it's like, does YoheKong lock in the Zariel, knowing that he can't change the pick going up against Feitan? Because that's how that works. When you get that lead, when you're winning, you got to decide what your character is going to be so that your opponent can counterpick. And it looks like he did, and Feitan's confident with the Bryn. As we're looking at those damage charts, and yeah, just an amazing job coming out
Look
there.
at that second stock from YoheKong. Look how high he took so much damage on it and survived for so long. That was all those recoveries, the downlight. Ultimately, it was an axe neutral light that
where
finished
Feitan was like, that was unfortunate for Feitan. We're going over to Apocalypse now. One of the bigger stages that we've seen so far in this set. And it's game 5, so winner of this goes on to winner side top 8, and Feitan's going to be relying on the axe, which he's been getting a lot of damage on. But YoheKong, at least with both the gauntlets and the bow, has been maneuvering around this weapon quite well, and Feitan's losing a lot of that momentum that he had at the beginning of this set.
Yeah, YoheKong is starting to get more and more neutral wins, just getting these taps onto Feitan. Throws out the side stick, a little bit of an odd option with these signatures from YoheKong, but still getting this damage added up, switches over to the bow.
Ooh, recovery goes to the other side, and maybe he's thankful for that because Feitan was ready with a down air. Neutralites him into orange off the left side. Nair catches him. Recovery may have knocked out if that caught, but Feitan's doing a good job while recovering, covering his landings with these down airs, but a gravity cancel D like Nair. What a great call out from YoheKong, but every time he's gone for those neutral sigs, he's going for a jump read, and Feitan's just not jumping and punishing him on the landing.
Oh, the recovery. Now it's looking like a reverse of the last one. YoheKong needs to get this stock. Punishes.
Side air hits. Is that going to be enough? You know what I've noticed? Neither of these players have gone for weapon toss edge guards. We're like thinking it and saying it. They have not done it. They are not letting the weapon fly. They want to keep onto that weapon and rely on their edge guarding to be able to get those knockouts. And so far, both players have been able to get back pretty well.
Yeah, they've both been surviving these situations. The recovery finally finishes off the stock for YoheKong. Pretty damaged, though. Needs to get some extra credit and try to maintain this lead over Feitan.
Ooh, weapon spawn comes in, and he jumps out of reach of the Nair. YoheKong goes for the side sig. That's a pretty good punish. Sair from the side of the stage sends YoheKong flying, and he juggles some weapons to deny that next spawn, and I think he primes another axe. So Feitan's already shown what his game plan is here for game 5, and sidelight Nair is the opening to it. Falls down unarmed, goes in for that recovery once more, and they're both fighting for center stage. Nice dodge on the neutral light, gets a quick Sair in, and avoids a Sair on the way back down.
Chase dodges forward, chase dodging again, trying to just maintain this momentum onto Feitan. Goes for 2, he does it.
That's beautiful. What? That was great. He really baited out everything Feitan had and landed with the recovery there. Got what was true, and then waited for what wasn't. You know, that was an unfortunate gauntlet weapon throw connection, right? Oh, but he gets the spike. Is that going to be it, Feitan? Can he make it back? The dodge comes through. Ground pound, it hits, and YoheKong gets that second stock. Feitan now down on potentially that last stock on this winner's bracket run, as loser of this goes into the elimination bracket, and Feitan fights back with a vengeance there with that neutral signature. Let's see what he can do.
Yo, this swap from YoheKong is working so well. I thought for a hot minute there that Feitan had this one in the bag. His he touched?
I thought that was it. I thought he just fell, completely missed the stage. Tries to get up the neutral sig there, doesn't catch him. Side sig avoided, but the punish was too late from YoheKong. Feitan dodges out of the way and lands with a Nair. Oh, sidelights are trying to catch those landings.
Good
the
dodge.
Recovery catches them in the middle of the air, and YoheKong's kind of trying to catch those landings. Once again, dash forward, dash back, down light, doesn't get him, flies off the stage, picks up the gauntlets, and the sidelight train comes through, and Feitan's looking for those pickup recoveries again, Duke. And last time we saw Feitan do that, he took a plethora of damage. Like, look at him go. That one doesn't even knock out.
Spear recovery, it's not a KO tool anymore. Feitan's proven it. Side air doesn't hit. He needs this stock.
Oh, that recovery does hit. I do think the strength of spear recovery is that usually you're hitting it off of a downlight or a double D light, right? So you make
have
up
a little
for
bit more height.
You make up for the force of the fact that you're traveling up into the sky as you're doing the combo. But when you just do the pickup recovery, not quite as nice as blasters, right? But here we go. Last stock scenario. Sidelight pushes him off the left side of the stage. Dare doesn't spike, and Feitan chase dodges in with the Nair. Okay, recovery hits, but he's not in the danger zone just yet. Although, honestly, if the neutral sig hits, That's pretty scary, right? Oh, I thought he was going to go for it. Sideline. Oh, he chased out this up. He's baiting him. Dash jump. Side air. Oh, he waits and he gets punished a second. Ground pound hits.
Wake up.
Okay.
Swap weapons denied, and it's the recovery. YoheKong wins it out 3-2 over Feitan.
All right. Opening up the Japan Invitational with
an upset.
An upset. Because, I mean, out of all the names that I knew, Feitan was the first one that I listed, and I feel like as far as the global breakout players from Japan that are in the tournament, one of the favorites to at least be on grand finals. Now, granted, that could still happen through the elimination bracket, but YoheKong was not one of the names that I was talked to about or even thinking to talk about, and Zariel was amazing. And while I was speculating before, I have a lot more confidence now that he really was looking for the weapon matchup that dealt with Feitan's playstyle the best. And when he was looking through things, he was like, oh, man,